Have you ever found yourself really grappling with those perplexing disappearances? The ones where chilling details pop up, but the whole picture just seems elusive.
Yeah, and even when a case gets technically solved, those core questions can just hang there, right? You're still trying to piece it all together.
Exactly. Okay, let's unpack this. Today we're doing a deep dive into one of those cases. The really perplexing disappearance of Brandon Lawson.
Brandon Lawson vanished back in August 2013.
August 9th, early hours, his truck runs out of gas on this desolate stretch of Highway 277 in Texas, just gone.
Right.
So we've pulled together the sources for you, Wikipedia, news articles, a lot, to really outline the timeline and, well, the eventual tragic resolution. Our mission here in this deep dive is to pull out the most crucial bits of info, the key insights, so you can understand not just what happened, but maybe why it still gets under your skin.
And what's fascinating here is how Brandon Lawson's story, even though we know the outcome now, it still has that chilling complexity. This deep dive really takes us on a journey where every little detail, every small fact in that timeline, it becomes this critical piece of a much bigger and frankly unsettling puzzle.
Yeah.
And it shows how even when someone missing is found, the actual sequence of events, the human decisions in that moment can stay, really mysterious.
So let's take you back. August 8th, 2013, San Angelo, Texas.
Okay.
Brandon Lawson's living there with his girlfriend of 10 years, Ladessa Lofton. Now, things start to go wrong that evening, somewhere between, say, 10:45 and 11 p.m. They have an argument.
And the context for that argument is pretty important, isn't it?
It really is. Sources say Lawson hadn't actually been home the night before,
Right.
and Ladessa believed he was using drugs again. Now, it's worth noting the sources do confirm he had a history of substance abuse, though he'd reportedly been clean for about 6 months at that point.
Okay, so a period of sobriety reportedly.
But then there's this detail from his brother, Kyle Lawson. He later told authorities that Brandon had actually taken methamphetamines shortly before he disappeared.
See, that's a huge piece of potential context right there, if true.
It is. So after the argument, around 11:30 p.m., Brandon makes this decision. He calls his father over in Crowley, Texas. That's like a 3-hour drive away.
Wow. Okay. A significant drive late at night.
Tells his dad he's coming over, and by 11:54 p.m., he's gone. Left the house in his silver Ford F-150.
And that detail from Kyle about the alleged meth use, that immediately raises some red flags, doesn't it?
It really does.
Because, while there's the known history, that specific claim right before he vanishes, it offers a really potent, though maybe unconfirmed lens to view any erratic behavior we might hear about next.
Yeah, it complicates things from the start.
It really does. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it puts you in this difficult position of trying to figure out what's a real threat versus what might be, an altered perception. For investigators, that's a massive challenge.
Absolutely.
So that initial argument, the report of substance use, it really sets the stage for the confusion that's about to unfold.
So Brendan's driving. It's after midnight now, August 9th, and things take a really sharp, deeply unsettling turn.
Okay.
Around 12:30 a.m., he calls his brother Kyle, tells him he's run out of gas, pulled over on Highway 277, somewhere between San Angelo and Bronte.
Stranded. Middle of nowhere, essentially.
Pretty much. But then the call gets, alarming. Kyle recounts Brandon saying these panic things, and you can just imagine Kyle hearing this, 3 expletives are chasing me out of town.
Oh, okay. That's intense.
Bit intense. And then Brandon apparently clarifies, saying it's the Mexicans in the neighborhood. So Kyle, obviously concerned, asks him straight up, are you hallucinating? Brandon says no. Flat out denies it.
But the phrasing itself, Mexicans in the neighborhood, when he's out on a highway, it sounds confused already, doesn't it?
It does. But despite how unsettling and frankly vague this is, Kyle doesn't hesitate. He, his wife, and their 4-year-old kid immediately get a gas can and head out to help him.
Right. Family reaction. Gonna help.
But then the calls between Brandon and Kyle, they just add to the frustration. Brandon apparently wouldn't stay on the line, just ended calls quickly, maybe only speaking a few frantic sentences.
So communication is breaking down even more.
It just completely spirals from there, doesn't it?
It absolutely spirals. That 12:30 a.m. call to Kyle is, deeply unsettling.
Yeah.
Because it throws in this immediate layer of, subjective threat.
Right. Is it real? Is it not?
Exactly. How much of that panic, the chasing me, the specific group, mention how much is real danger, and how much might be his agitated state, possibly fueled by what Kyle reported.
You just don't know.
And think about it from Kyle's perspective, or for you, the listener. You're trying to help, but you're getting this frightening, fragmented information, trying to sort reality from perception over a shaky phone line. That's incredibly hard.
This raises an important question, really. How do you even interpret those first confused calls in the context of everything else?
It's a central challenge of the case.
Yeah. Which brings us to maybe the most pivotal and just deeply chilling moment. Brandon Lawson's own 911 call.
Yes, the recording.
At 12:50 a.m., Brandon calls 911 himself. Now, weirdly, the call apparently rings at a local nursing home in Robert Lee, Texas. Not directly to dispatch initially.
Okay, that's odd in itself. Dispatch routing issue.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
He tells the person who answers he's out of gas, says he desperately needs the police.
Okay, clear request for help there.
But then, listen to what he actually says based on the reports. It's fragmented, almost like stream of consciousness. Very confused.
Right, the transcript is famously difficult.
He says something like, yes, I'm in the middle of a field, then something inaudible. Pulled some guys over, right here, going toward Abilene on both sides.
In a field, pulled guys over, it doesn't quite track logically.
Not at all. And then he says, my truck ran out of gas, there's one car here, the guy's chasing, again, something inaudible, to the woods. Please hurry.
One car, chasing him to the woods. But he's also in a field and pulled people over. It's very disjointed.
Very. Now, just 6 minutes later, 12:56 a.m., a trucker calls 911 completely separately.
Okay.
Reports Brandon's truck parked hazardously on the road. So that confirms the truck's location, but nothing about the chaos Brandon described.
Right, just a hazardously parked vehicle, no mention of other cars, people in fields, chases.
None of that. And what followed was just this flurry of calls between 12:50 a.m. and about 1:15 a.m. It involves Brandon, his brother Kyle, Ladessa, even a neighbor, and the 911 dispatcher eventually.
A lot of attempted communication.
But the cell reception out there, apparently terrible. So a lot of calls just went straight to voicemail.
Adding another layer of difficulty. Poor reception in a crisis.
And then suddenly phone silence. After 1:19 a.m., all calls to Brandon's phone, straight to voicemail, kaput.
Wow. The window closes fast.
And right before that, around 1:18 a.m., Kyle manages to get through one last time. He said Brandon sounded out of breath and claimed he was bleeding.
Bleeding? Okay, that's specific and very alarming. But again, from someone potentially disoriented. It's that 911 call.
Yeah.
It's one of the most haunting parts of this whole deep dive, isn't it? Because it's this direct, unfiltered window into his state of mind.
Yeah, you're hearing it sort of as it happens.
The disjointed bits, middle of a field, pulled guys over, chasing to the woods, mixed with that raw plea, please hurry. It just screams distress and disorientation.
It really does.
It's almost like a textbook example of, cognitive disarray under extreme pressure. And the fragmentation isn't just confusing for us listening later. It actively screws up any chance of an effective emergency response then.
Right. How do they know where to look or what to look for?
Precisely. And the bad cell reception, that's not just a minor technical issue here. It becomes a major factor.
Yeah.
It's this critical breakdown in the lifeline, right when he needs clear communication the most.
Yeah.
It isolates him further, stops good info getting through, and probably ramps up his panic even more.
Okay, so now picture this really eerie scene. Help is finally arriving. Shortly after 1 a.m., a sheriff's deputy gets to Lawson's truck.
Okay, law enforcement on scene.
But Brandon Lawson, not there, gone.
Vanished from the immediate vicinity of the truck.
Then, around 1:10 a.m., his brother Kyle arrives. And Kyle is actually on the phone with Brandon as he pulls up.
Still connected, even briefly.
Yeah, and Brandon tells him, I can see you, I'm right here.
He can see Kyle,
But neither the deputy nor Kyle can see Brandon anywhere.
okay, that's deeply weird. He claims proximity, but is invisible.
It's one of the most baffling details, truly. Now, our sources also point out something else relevant here. Lawson had an active arrest warrant at the time.
The warrant. Right.
And Kyle himself, his brother, thought maybe Brandon was deliberately hiding from the deputy because of that warrant.
That's a plausible layer, certainly. Fear of arrest might override the need for help, maybe.
Could be. So Kyle talks to the officer, explains the situation as best he can, then drives just a short way up the road to wait. Leaves the gas can he brought in the bed of Brandon's truck.
Hoping Brandon would come back for it once the coast was clear, perhaps.
Seems like it. But after waiting maybe 30, 45 minutes, still no sign of Brandon. So Kyle leaves.
Leaves the scene.
He does come back, though, around 5 a.m., but Brandon still isn't there. The truck just sits there until it's finally towed around 8 a.m. that morning.
Wow. So that whole period, he was possibly nearby, but never reappeared.
It's just an incredibly frustrating, tragic near-miss moment, isn't it?
It really is. And what's fascinating here is that paradox.
Yeah?
He's desperately calling people for help.
Right, the 911 call calls to Kyle.
Yet he apparently avoids both his brother and a police officer who are right there at his truck.
Makes no sense on the surface.
The arrest warrant definitely offers a very plausible reason for hiding from the deputy, yes. But does it fully explain the weird "I can see you" comment? Or why Kyle couldn't find him either? Or the earlier panic statements? Probably not entirely.
Yeah, it doesn't quite cover everything.
It really forces you to wonder, was his judgment just so clouded? By fear? Maybe by the reported substance use? Or both? Was he making completely illogical choices even while trying to get rescued?
It seems possible.
That critical window of time deputy there, Kyle there. Brandon claiming to be right there but unseen. That's where the mystery just gets incredibly deep and murky.
So, in the immediate aftermath, what happens? Well, a local deputy did organize a search party. They spent hours looking around the area near the truck.
Standard procedure, combing the area.
But they found nothing, no signs of him at all.
Just vanished into the landscape.
Pretty much. And for years after that, his friends, his family, they just kept pushing. They never gave up hope for answers.
That persistence is incredible.
They even started that Facebook page, Help Find Brandon Lawson. And it got huge traction as of 2025. Apparently, it had over 29,000 followers.
Wow. That really shows the sustained dedication, doesn't it? Families and whole communities just refusing to let go. It speaks volumes about needing closure, needing answers. And you see that with social media now, too. For so many families with missing loved ones, it becomes this vital tool. It keeps the person's memory alive, keeps the search active in the public eye long after maybe official resources have dwindled. It's powerful.
It really is. And then after almost a decade of just waiting and wondering, a major breakthrough, February 4th, 2022, nearly 9 years after he disappeared.
Okay, what happened?
The family announced it on that same Facebook page. A search party, likely one they organized or were part of, had found clothing.
Clothing near the location.
Yes, identified as belonging to Brandon near where he was last known to be.
Oh, wow. After all that time, that must have reignited everything.
It did. The Texas Rangers got involved again, conducted a really thorough search of that specific area, and devastatingly, they found human remains.
Oh, man. Remains found.
And then the final confirmation, it came almost poetically, or maybe just cruelly, on December 25th, 2024, Christmas Day.
Christmas Day, wow.
Brandon's wife, Ladessa, posted on the Facebook page, the DNA results were back. They positively identified the remains as Brandon Lawson, confirming his death.
Definitive ID. So the search, in that sense, was over.
After nearly a decade, yes.
That long, long journey to get confirmation. It just underscores how tough these missing person cases are, especially out in remote or rugged areas.
It really does.
Finding the remains, it obviously brings a certain kind of closure, a vital kind. The family moves from missing to found, which is huge.
Yeah, an answer at least.
But it's important, I think, to differentiate between a case being solved, as in the person's located, and it being truly explained.
Meaning we know what happened to him.
Exactly. Understanding the full sequence of events that led to his death. Even with the remains found, the details of those final hours, how he got from the roadside to where his remains were eventually found, those details are still largely elusive, aren't they?
Very much so.
So the family has an answer, a profoundly important one, but maybe not all the answers.
So what does this all mean? Looking back at our deep dive into Brandon Lawson's disappearance, from those incredibly chaotic, fragmented final calls, to that agonizing, nearly decade-long wait for confirmation, it really just shows this complex storm of factors all hitting at once, right? You've got the reported substance use, that intense fear of pursuit, whether real or perceived.
Right.
The complication of that active arrest warrant adding another layer of fear.
Yeah, the potential reason to hide.
And just the sheer stark isolation of that location on Highway 277.
It's like a perfect storm for things to go terribly wrong.
It really is. It's such a powerful reminder of how quickly a situation can just completely unravel when all those things crash together.
And even now, with the discovery of Brandon Lawson's remains, some of the biggest questions, they might just stay unanswered,
Like the exact how.
The exact how, the full sequence of events, his precise movements after those last calls, the specific circumstances surrounding his death. A lot of that is still essentially speculative. And it really makes you think about the human element underneath all the facts and timelines. That sheer desperation, the confusion he must have felt.
Trapped out there.
Trapped, yeah, between whatever threats he perceived and just being unable to communicate clearly or be found. And then there's the impact on the loved ones.
Yeah.
That long shadow a mystery like this casts, even after there's some form of closure.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? For us, just as individuals, how do you navigate those moments? Moments of extreme crisis or just profound confusion, especially if you're isolated, when you literally can't get the words out right or can't make sense of what's happening.
It's a terrifying thought.
And what can we, maybe as a wider community, learn from a case like Brandon Lawson's about just how incredibly hard it is to seek help or even provide help in those really desperate situations when the full picture is just so fundamentally broken and hard to grasp? It leaves you with this lingering thought, I think, about that incredibly fragile line between what someone perceives in a moment of crisis and the stark, often unforgiving reality of being alone and in danger.